What's good, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to break down rational expressions and I'm going to give you the number one most helpful tip to make this the easiest topic in Algebra 1. As we start this video off, guys, we're not even going to start on this problem. Let's slide out and let's talk about fractions. Because the reason why dividing rational expressions are so complicated or hard is because we forgot our fraction rules and how closely related they are. So let's say we're dividing this fraction that you see on my screen. So the first thing we want to do, guys, is let's practice keep, change, flip, right? So we know we turn this into a multiplication problem, and then we take the reciprocal of the second fraction. Now what I want to explain to you all is the difference between reducing a fraction and cross-simplifying, because I think a lot of students make a mistake. When we reduce a fraction, we're focusing on one fraction. So if I reduce 4 over 6, I'm going to get 2 over 3. And if I do the same thing to the second fraction, I'm going to get 11 over 9. And once I multiply straight across, I'm going to get 22 over 27. And at this step, we notice that we cannot simplify anymore. Now, another way that we could solve this same exact problem, let's say we're here, right? We're at 4 over 6 multiplied by 22 over 18. Now what we could do is cross simplify. So I could divide 4 by 2, and we're going to get 2, 18 by 2, and I'm going to get 9. And then I do the same thing with 6 and 22. I divide both of those by 2, I get 3 for 6, and I divide 22 by 2, and I get 11. And once we multiply, we get 22 over 27, which is the same exact answer. So if you understand these fraction rules, this topic becomes 100 times easier. Now let's go back to our original problem. So with this problem now, the only difference is simplifying reducing a fraction is replaced with the word factoring. So before we even get to factor, let's just change the problem into the multiplication problem because we know we have to do that, right? So all I'm doing is flipping the second fraction, changing this to multiplication. Let's just make sure we almost didn't flip it. All right, 2x squared. So now that we've done this, right, now we want to focus on, okay, can we reduce any parts of this fraction, right? So as I scroll down some more, let's look at it. Right here at our numerator, we pull out a greatest common factor of 4. We're left with x minus 2. When we go to the bottom of this fraction, I could pull out 5x. Once I do, what I have left is 2x plus 1. That fraction is now reduced. We can't do anything more with it. Now I move over to the second one, and I'm going to use the slip and slide method to simplify that trinomial. So we're going to have x squared plus 7x plus 6. When I factor it, I'm going to get x plus 6 times x plus 1. Since we multiplied by 2, we now have to divide both factors by 2, right? X plus 1 over 2. We can't get an even number. We slide a 2 in front of x. So now we have 2x plus 1. And then for the x plus 6, we could get a whole number once we divide 6 by 2. That turns into x plus 3. And then at the bottom, we're just going to pull out an 8 for the greatest common factor. And we're now left with x plus 3. Now, everyone, please understand at this point now we're just going to cancel things out, whether we cross cancel or simplify in the same fraction. So this is what I mean. So now x plus 3 could cancel out with x plus 3, right? That's 1. And then the other thing we could do is I could take out 2x1 with 2x1. Now all I'm left with, let's rewrite this problem in pink. We have 4 in parentheses x minus 2 all over 5x. And we're multiplying, and even though there's nothing at the top, guys, let's just replace 1 because it's still a fraction. Please don't get confused by that. So now we have 1 over 8. And because Mr. Peters, I'm trying to keep these numbers small, let's go back and simplify. Divide 4 by itself, that's 1. 8 by 4, that's 2. Now all I'm left with is x minus 2 all over 5x times 2, which is 10x. So when we're talking about dividing rational expressions, guys, please go back, touch on your fraction rules, because they're based off the fraction rules. The only difference is we're now incorporating factoring as well. And I really hope this video and quick review was helpful for you guys. Smash the like button for us, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments for future videos you guys would like to see on our channel. Or if you guys had a question from today's video, thank you guys so much for joining Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters.